Hello everybody, and welcome to a quick draw. Well, it's not actually a quick draw, I just sped up the footage. The original video was actually 40 minutes and I condensed it down to 14, so yay. So in this video, you will see me draw a few of my characters. Now, as of right now, I do not have names for either one of them, so the first one I'm drawing here, as you can see, she has some scars and stuff, and you'll see a little bit later her design, but she's basically a ninja, like, assassin type character. So for now, you can call her Oni Ghost, I guess. And for the remainder of this video, I'll call her Oni. And since this is one of my first voiceover art videos, I'm just going to describe and talk about her and her lore, I suppose. So let's get into it. Well, for starters, in the universe that I have created, all of these superhero characters reside, but the different weird rules and things that happen in these universes. In order to describe her situation, I'm gonna have to tell you about one of them, so let's roll. So, in universe, there is something where you can be born without a soul. Still live and function as a normal human being, the only downside is you don't have a soul to go to heaven or hell. So when you pass on, you just cease to exist. Or if I just gave you an existential crisis. And ceasing to exist is not the only problem. You are born without a soul. That's a very good opportunity for very powerful demons and or evil entities to want to take over your body and use it as a vessel. Because in universe, over time when you get older, you can lose your soul. Over time, it slowly withers away if you don't believe in anything. A lot of things in my universe run on belief. And if you don't believe in any sort of religion or anything, what you think will happen will happen. You'll just cease to exist and you'll be worm food. But if you do believe in a religion, you will go to whatever religion you believe in, because in my universe, every religion coincides with each other. And usually, when you don't believe in anything and your soul withers away, you're already old, you have your own beliefs. And it's harder for an evil spirit or something to take over that body, because what's the point? You're already old. Or older, and you're not as young, so you're harder to manipulate into taking over and using as a vessel. So when you're born without a soul, it's very easy pickings for any sort of evil entity. Because of this fact, her entire childhood was basically hell. Not because she was getting possessed constantly, but because she wasn't, because of her parents. Some of you might be thinking, oh, that's a good thing. No. They had to toughen her up. They had to make her mental strength so tough and so rugged at such a young age that she obviously didn't get a normal childhood and she was borderline abused. But the mother and father were doing it because they cared and loved her so much. She feels like she could never be a good daughter, and the parents feel like they were never good parents. And then throughout most of her adult life, she got into drugs and a lot of other things. Eventually, she became an assassin, because not only did her parents teach her a lot of shit about mental strength, they taught her a lot of physical strength. She's the top martial artist in my universe. She is the best martial artist. And if you're wondering why she has a tail, when she became older, a spirit that got cursed to be a spirit, it used to be a human, offered to be her temporary soul so nothing else could possess her. With a little bit of reluctance, she eventually agreed, and over time they became somewhat friends. Now, something I haven't mentioned up until now, Oni has severe schizophrenia and very bad personality disorder, split personality disorder. Started happening once she was around the age of 10, and that was one of the contributing factors of why she started using drugs. Later down in the timeline, she eventually does find friends and does get happy with a lot of these characters that I have created. If you've been on my TikTok, you should know the character Raven. He becomes a friend to her, along with the other character I'm drawing here as well, which we will talk about in a few minutes. Even though she will always have her problems, at least the voices slow down and she can function somewhat as a normal person. And she tries using her skills for good, although she still uses her unorthodox methods and will not hesitate to strike someone down. She still does enjoy being somewhat of a hero. Now, even though the Oni that helped her and is possessing her and is her friend now is helping her not being possessed, there is a small problem. Before her and him met, she was already taken over by a very, very powerful entity. An entity that's able to even hurt Raven, which is a big deal in my universe. The only thing holding it back is her mental fortitude and the Oni that is possessing her. It's complicated and a little bit convoluted. I'm still working out a bunch of the story details, but once I get this all figured out, I think it would be awesome. So that's enough about Oni for now. Let's talk about this other character. Now, like I said in the beginning, I don't really have names for either of them yet, at least not official names, so we're gonna call the other character Native Bitch. I'll just say Native Chick because I probably shouldn't say bitch a lot in this video. Tubes rules. So, Native Chick, I'm still working on her as a character a lot. She was an older character that I created a long time ago when I first started drawing. Basically, what I figured out so far is she does have, like, native backgrounds and abilities. So, she can conjure up, I'm gonna say energy, it's kind of like spirit energy, and she can create any weapon with it. But I didn't want the weird Green Lantern thing where it's like, oh, why don't they just create this to solve any problem? So I had an inhibitor. Basically, the only way she can create something is if she physically knows how to create it. So if she wants to create a gun, she has to know the specifics on how to create that specific weapon. Like full-on schematics, she has to know how. It also gives me an excuse to make her use more traditional native weapons like bow and arrows and hatchets and stuff, because those weapons are pretty easy to make. And I don't particularly have a reason on why her eyes are white as of right now. I'll probably figure something out later, but right now I just like the design because it looks cool. And yeah, that's about all the character lore I can think of right now to talk about. So I'll just talk about this, what I'm doing right now, what my thought process was while I was drawing this. Right now, I was just freaking out. Kind of rushing a little bit because if you saw earlier, it said I didn't have any storage space. I had some recording troubles recording this video. I was afraid my recording would cut off at any second. You'll even see a few cuts where my recording did cut off. So yeah. But I really do like the color palette. I've drawn this costume 1,000 times, but I've never actually colored it in before. This was the first time I've ever colored her costume in before. And I think it looks pretty good. I still haven't like properly learned color theory, but I'm working on it. I just kind of go with my gut, you know, see what looks good, see what feels good. And I think it looks pretty good. I still haven't like properly learned color theory, but I'm working on it. I just kind of go with my gut, you know, see what looks good, see what feels good. And the little stick armors I'm coloring in here now, I think they're meant to be bamboo, kind of. I don't really know what bamboo looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's a lighter color than this. It's definitely a lot lighter of a color. But like I said earlier, I enjoy it and it looks good, so I don't really care how accurate it is. And this weapon on her hip, usually I make it some sort of like bat or baton, but this time I made it a blade with a curved end. I don't know why, I just thought it would be cool, I guess, or I'm lazy. Either way works. Some people don't draw the whites in the eyes, which I always think looks a bit weird. If you don't do it, good for you, but I don't like it. It's like flesh colored eyes. I prefer adding the whites. This is me trying to give some life to the eyes. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, adding different shades of color to eyes to give them more of a shimmer and a shine. So Native Chick's original design, she had a blue shirt and brown shorts, but then I realized that looks a little too much like Lara Croft, so I switched out the shirt color and kept the shorts pretty much the same brown color. Just like the booty short and crop top look, it looks really cool. Yeah, it's not that complicated of a design. She just has, the shorts and shirt to worry about. But I always really like the coloring in on digital because digital is just so much easier to color in. I love that I can just use the bucket and voila, my colors are there. Now, finding a skin tone was kind of tricky because she is native, right? So I want her to be brown, but I don't want her to be like brown. I don't want her to be mistaken for Indian. And I thought this skin color was maybe a little bit too light, and I was like, I want a bit darker. So this is just me trying to use my color tool to figure it out. I still not 100% sure on the skin color I landed with. Like, I think it's alright, but I definitely could have picked better. It's not 100% what I was going for, but it's pretty good. And I want her hair to be silver, but I don't really know how to show silver, so it's just a really light gray. And just to clarify, the black mark on her face is like basically native war paint type thing. And yes, she does apply it herself. Here, I have something fun we can do. Let's create a little story behind this drawing, shall we? Let's go. Oh, let's just say both of them were in a very intense mission. They had to take down a corrupt criminal empire together or something like that, some sort of drug trade or trafficking thing. They eventually get back to the person who hired them, and while they're walking up, Native Chick walks up with a slice of pizza, and Oni just looks at her and is like, "Really?" And Oni's trying to talk to the person which they're looking at, which I guess would be us or some sort of general or whoever hired them. She's getting slightly irritated that Native Chick is just eating a slice of pizza instead of helping describe how they took down the enemy or something like that. Which makes her snap and just says fat ass or something like that. I don't know. That's my little story. I like to think they have sister banter type stuff. They just go back and forth. Tony's tail was always red in my head, but I got lazy and made it black, so yeah. And as a little treat before I go, I will try to voice act. This will be cringy, so prepare. You're a fat ass. Fuck you, bro. This shit's good. Alright. Thanks for watching, and peace. Oh yeah, I was also told to tell you to like and sub. Thank you, and see you in the next one. Peace.